On this week's episode of Marketing O'Clock,
the DOJ has some remedies for Google that may or may not have a basis in law.
We talk shop about how products get into ChatGPT.
And Google is pushing AI to the max with its newest search campaign feature.
All on today's show.
Welcome, you are listening to Marketing O'Clock. Just stay tuned. Digital marketing news, but let's get specific. Digital ads, SEO and analytics, social media and more. Pretty much everything that'll make your website perform. With new shows every Monday. We give you the news with sass and puns and definitely hot takes. Thank you for tuning in. You know what time it is. It's officially Marketing O'Clock. Settle in, sit back, keep it locked.
Hey there, I'm Christine Zernheld.
AKA Shep.
I'm Jess Budd.
And I'm Greg Finn.
And it is officially Marketing O'Clock.
Here on May 12th, 2025. Greg?
What's going on? I'm here.
Welcome.
I've had a rough go of it lately, guys.
Oh, no.
Just happy that still doing the show, everything like that. I'm just in sports season, and I'm just realized that like I can't be a fully functioning human being when there are 3 games or 3 teams that you have to do. You head into a weekend, you're like, there's 9 games, and you're doing things at all the games, so you like need to be there, you need to participate, and then work. We're doing amazing. We just brought 4 people on. We're gonna have another round of hiring, and it's all takes so much work. We're hiring to make the hiring better and easier, and then like make the training easier. But there's just like so much going on, and I still have Easter decorations up in my house.
What? I didn't even put Easter decorations.
Really?
Yeah, you got them up.
feel
That's a
about it?
win. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't have time. I accept the fact I'm a good dad. That's like what the one thing
That's what matters.
I prioritize. Is like I do a good job at that. I'm just feeling guilty, I'd say.
Well, how are the teams doing?
The teams are doing good. Kids are doing good. One team is very good. And then it's
One
like
of 3.
the thing is really our regular season of soccer hasn't started yet, and it's just like I have this like dread over my life because I just don't have time for everything in my life. And I think I've finally come to that realization that like I can't do everything.
Well, maybe you need to miss a Friday show or 2.
Yeah.
We can pick up the slack.
We'll do a ladies' night. We
Yeah.
love it.
We love a ladies' night. We do.
Yeah, I'm working on it, making it better. But if you haven't heard back from me on something, or need a response, it's coming. I'm doing my best, and
Everything else will fall into place.
or it'll just fall out of my life.
It's
And
fine. Get rid of the things you don't need.
I mean,
Leave those Easter decorations up. They'll be there next year.
Mhm.
You'll be already done. It's fine.
I was really just keeping it up till we had a pope, honestly.
Oh, well, you can take
Yes.
it down. Get on
that's
that.
gonna be the spin when I take him down this weekend.
What if they were like, did you watch the Pope roll out?
I didn't watch it, no.
What if it was like the guy goes out and announces it, and like all the Americans who are covering on NBC like couldn't really understand what the guy was saying. They were like, I think sounds like it's the American. And then like Greg Finn just comes walking out. The new Pope. It's Greg.
Oh my God. I do not have time for
We
this.
should make you an AI generated Pope like Donald Trump.
Honestly, I'd be a good pope. I do
You'd be
not
a good
have time
pope?
to be a pope.
Humble brag. Humble brag.
I would. I'd be like, look, let's get along, guys.
You would crush it.
I'd be like, everybody get along.
Cut it out.
Choose love. You know?
Well, you know what helps you
it.
save time? Thank God for AdsVisor.
AdsVisor.
I couldn't even imagine my life without it.
Yep.
Chip.
So we need to thank AdsVisor before we get into the news this week. If you listen to our show, you know that AdsVisor is the connector tool that helps you talk to your marketing and sales data intuitively in destinations like ChatGPT, Google Sheets, Looker Studio. And it's always been the big 3, right?
Yeah.
Well, now they're getting a 4th.
Get out of here.
New destination alert.
Hey.
Claude
Oh my gosh.
is
that's amazing.
entering the chat.
I'm not a huge Claude user, but the people that are
Yeah.
swear by
They
it.
stan it. Yeah.
AdsVisor is offering integrations to both Claude.ai and the Claude desktop app as its fourth destination. And the craziest part about this is it's always been the same price, right? For the 3 destinations, $24.99 a month. They're not going to raise the price.
Amazing.
Same
How do they
price.
make money?
$24.99 a month for your first 3 data sources with integrations with ChatGPT, Google Sheets, Looker Studio, and now Claude. Goo sent us some screenshots of how AdsVisor for Claude is going to work in action, and it does look a lot like how the experience is with ChatGPT. So in this example, somebody's asking how much they sent on certain keywords, and Claude is helping them dig into their accounts and get those insights. So if you are one of those people that prefer Claude over ChatGPT, you can now chat back and forth with your data there as well. You can transform your reports into actionable growth insights with AdsVisor, and you can learn more and how to get a trial for just 99 cents at adsvisor.com. ADZVISER.com. Thank you, AdsVisor.
All right, do we have any big news here today, this week?
Huge news this week. Greg is now the Pope. And Ginny Marvin tweeted on Tuesday this week, introducing AI Max for search campaigns, a new one-click toggle setting for search campaigns that enables AI-powered targeting and creative solutions aimed at capturing more demand and driving more conversions or conversion value in Google Ads. So this is what we've been seeing in accounts over the past few months. People who are in the beta, it was called Search Max. It is AI Max is the official name.
Yes, there's not 2 different things.
Right.
Search Max was renamed AI Max.
I prefer Search Max.
I do too, but I think it doesn't make sense when you think about AI mode in the future of like AI search. I think they need something different. I wrote a blog post and I gave 6 different examples of
Yeah.
names.
I just think it's nice that it specifies that it's only for search campaigns, because that's kind of what you can think of it as the search only version of PMax.
But it's not really because it's Google Lens. Do you know what I mean?
So PMax can't run on Google
Well,
Ads,
Broadmatch
and this
would be
was.
Google Lens, but you're not only on search.
By the way, the Google Lens and the Google app on mobile, I accidentally pull it up all the time. It's so annoying. Anyone else?
No.
They must have changed something. It's always like accidentally coming up.
Are you finding great things?
No.
Hmm.
But it seems like we might be finding good things with AI Max. So let's get into some of the features here. So the core tenet, I would say, is search term matching. So Ginny says this enables broad match in the back end, plus keywordless matching that uses signals from your keywords, assets, and landing pages to find more high-performing queries and conversions. So it's going to have keywords. You have your broad match keywords in there, but then there's also keywordless matching on top of it. It can go beyond them, which is really kind of crazy. Like, is this the beginning of the end of the keyword?
It 100% is.
Yeah.
Wait, did you read my blog post?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
No, I
That we
I
have
said-
the same thoughts?
No, I just didn't know if you read it or not. And then I made a video as well where I said keywords aren't dead, but they're on life support.
I did not see the video yet, but we'll have to check it out.
You're just Mr. Depressing this week.
AI Max will also feature text customization, formerly known as automatically created assets, or what we call text customization in PMax campaigns. It will dynamically adapt your text assets, headlines, and descriptions based on your landing pages, ads, and keywords to be more relevant to the query. So that is something that you'll be able to toggle on and off. Ginny specified in an email I saw later. Also, this is going to have final URL expansion, just like PMax, with exclusion controls. So you can exclude URLs from final URL expansion. I did not see any mention of a page feed option, but I
believe you
don't
can
know
bulk
why
add.
they wouldn't.
I believe you can bulk add at least. Yeah. They seem like there's going to be a lot of control on this, which I am here for.
It will also feature a search term report that will show the dynamic headlines and URLs, which I think sounds fantastic.
That is nice. Yes.
We're actually going to have search terms in this, and even those dynamic headlines. Love it. Brand exclusions and inclusions. I said that backwards. Everyone knows what I mean.
Where did you get this from?
The announcement?
Yeah. Is that Ginny?
It's her tweet. Yeah. Or no, then the article.
Okay. Because I don't think they're technically brand inclusions or exclusions. They're brand controls.
This, I copied and pasted this.
That's so crazy because I don't think that's the case. I think it's a brand control you can do at ad group level. I don't think you can do a brand inclusion or exclusion.
What's the difference?
So brand control means you can say, I want the brand to be Levi's. And then you can say, I want an ad group with brand control on for Levi's and say shirts. And it's going to be Levi's shirts in the ad group. But if in a campaign you want something without inclusion, you can just say, I want to have high quality denim jeans. Why you put those together, I don't ever know. It would be really dumb and you should fire an agency that does that. But it's strange because the location control, which is not a location targeting, is the same as the brand control, which it does not seem to be an inclusion or exclusion. So I think that's incorrect.
This is the Google article, like what you linked.
I think it's incorrect.
I thought brand controls was another way to say inclusion and exclusion.
Well, if that's the
case.
case.
It included both.
But it doesn't, I do not think it works the same way.
Well, there's a PPC chat with Ginny on Tuesday, so we can ask her, get some answers.
And if I'm wrong, I could be wrong on it, but when they showed it and demoed it for people, it seemed like it was something different at the ad group level. Just like the location thing is 100% different than location targeting.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of pieces of this that are at the ad group level, which to me is, I just think they want everyone to have fewer campaigns.
That's
right,
what it
but it's
sounds
so
like, yeah.
dumb because then you're going to have ad groups different from like a search campaign and a search campaign with AI Max enabled.
Yeah. And I would never want a brand ad group in like a bigger campaign. Like I always want a brand campaign so I can have the most control over the budget.
If you're mixing brand and non-brand,
Yeah.
or your agency is, fire them and call Jess.
The only
Call me.
reason I could think was if you had a competitor campaign and you had like, they were all worth the same to you and you had different competitors in every ad group.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But
That's
still,
still
I don't
very
need,
specific
I'm not begging
case.
for that. Like
yeah.
it's just, I feel like they want it for your brand term is the intention here. And it's very strange to me. They are also offering a new value track URL parameter that uses AI to provide greater privacy, safe visibility into search terms across all match types. As far as I know, there's not a ton of information on that new value track parameter yet, but love more data. So that should be good. Asset reports will soon show more metrics such as cost and conversions, just like she announced last week. That will apply to AI Max search campaigns as well. Then this is what Greg just mentioned. Exclusively in AI Max for search campaigns, locations of interest help you reach specific customers based on their geographical intent at the ad group level. So it's not typical location controls. If somebody is interested in it, whether they use it in the search term or in a previous query, they're like researching a vacation or something, I think is the idea. They could show ads to them.
No, it's actually the keyword has to contain the
Oh, it does?
location.
Really?
Yes. So it will adhere to your location targeting. This is what I've been told. There's not a lot of information that really came out, but a bunch of people got to ask questions. And that was my first question. And so if you're targeting the US and you say, I want to make an ad group that has sushi, seafood, fish in there, restaurant, whatever, you can put a location control to say Las Vegas. And so then it has to say Las Vegas sushi, Las Vegas fish, whatever, but it's still going to stick to the US. But it's not going to be like, I'm only targeting in Vegas. It's based on the keyword. So if I'm in Dallas and I'm like, I got a trip to Las Vegas, I want to make a sushi reservation, it will look at, if I type in the term Las Vegas sushi, that's how it will do it. And all you have to do is put in sushi or restaurant and all those things. And then you can clone the ad groups if you've got multiple locations. So I think this could be interesting
That's
for
great.
people that are local and have a lot of different locations.
Hospitality and tourism are going to love that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense though?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
If you are a freak like us and you're wondering how keyword prioritization will work with AI Max, Greg was a part of a like pre-meeting. Do you want to, are we allowed to say that? You heard about this before everyone else and you
Yes.
asked.
Yes.
So we got an answer in writing that I'm going to read verbatim. Both AI Max and PMax campaigns may be eligible for the same search auctions if the user's search query is identical to an eligible search keyword of any match type in your account. The search campaign will be prioritized over PMax. If the query isn't identical to an eligible search keyword, the campaign or ad with the highest ad rank will be selected. Trumping will work the same as it does today. even with AI Max settings turned on, if the user's search query is identical to an eligible search keyword of any match type in your account, the search campaign will be prioritized over Search Max expansions and PMax. So if you have an identical match, not exact match, but the person types something into Google search that identically matches your keyword or spell corrected, regardless of match type, your search campaign would get the first priority. Your search campaign with AI Max expansion would then be second, and then PMax would be third.
Okay.
It's always going to be, if you have an identical match in a search campaign, PMax is not going
But
to.
what happens on a close variant?
This does not say. It would come down to ad rank.
Great.
So
Can we just give it to Search Max, AI Max?
That's second.
but
Right?
if
The
it's a close
expansion.
but if you don't have an identical match, if
Yeah.
it's a close variant,
I feel like
it could go to PMax.
I feel like AI Max
Ad
should
rank.
just take it and be like, hey, this is like the max of search. And if we have something that could be going between the two, give it to Search. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just find it very interesting. I'm wondering, I do lead gen, PMax is working well if you have the right conversion action in there. I'm just wondering what this is going to do to PMax campaigns when I have AI Max on. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. I would assume things are going to get better. But your PMax is gonna
Account-wide?
get worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
This seems good to me. I like it. I like all the controls.
Individual controls
Yeah.
too. That's a big thing, is you don't just turn it on or off. You can pick and choose what you want to use, which I think is really nice.
We have not tested it, but we're going to get channel reporting for PMax apparently soon. I think a lot of conversions are coming from search in PMax, at least in my accounts. And I think this will help things get better if you have Search Max on and you're not forced to show on those other channels personally. So I'm excited. Any parting thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the future. I think that's sort of the answer. Is we talked about it 2 weeks ago right here on this very set when ChatGPT announced the fact that they're going to monetize. And Shep, you said, so what do you think? Keywords? And I said, no, I wouldn't do keywords. I would look at intent and topics and audience. I'd be a hypocrite if I said, Google, we know Google is going to be AI mode in like 5 years. I don't know if all SEOs know that or understand it, but that's what it's going to be in 5 years for sure. And matching like this makes sense. I couldn't say ChatGPT should not use keywords and then AI mode should not use keywords. Why would I ever say that? I tell you what I think and I think what I think. I just despise the name AI Max because I made a video and I'm like, in the video, I said, one thing that I hate is how close AI Max is to AI mode. And I missaid AI mode instead of AI Max twice in that video. The closeness of AI mode and AI Max is just too much.
Mm-hmm.
What were some of your other ideas? You don't have to spoil all 6.
I don't know. I just came up with a half dozen, pitched them out there. But I think it's really intent. And I think that's like the biggest thing is can you work intent in there? Like AI intent, something like that was one of them. But to me, AI Max it's not a campaign type.
It sounds,
Why do you have PMax
Yeah.
and campaign type?
Yeah.
Trying to say, well, our search campaigns with AI Max enabled are outperforming PMax campaign. It's very like having a max campaign and then a non-max item. I understand you like the word max. There's other words out there.
Yeah. It's
AI
really like an
intent.
expansion.
Yeah. Yeah.
AI
I don't know.
expansion.
I-
Intent expansion.
And I would say if you want like the full take on it, I would read the blog post over on cypressnorth.com. I actually put a lot of effort into it. It's probably my best blog post in 2 years. It's 1,500 words about AI Max. And I was up to like midnight doing it. So
Look at you doing great things.
no, I don't have time. I shouldn't have been up to midnight,
Yeah,
Jess.
I was up until midnight last night working for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're not going to be able to give it a grade until we actually try it. And we're trying to get into some betas right now and we'll report back. But I like it. And you can never give a grade. It's like a football draft, like we talked about a few weeks back. Everybody's like, this grade is this. Like, what if it's Tom Brady? You don't know that. You can't give it a grade. And so I think it's going to be positive. I said it's going to be like a B- to an A. I'm excited about this. I just feel like I'm we used to have this clocksker of most pro Googler marketer of the year, and we would give it to me as like a joke every year. And then all these announcements, I like them now because it's going to help my clients. It's going to help my clients do better. And I actually feel like I'm a pro Google marketer. So I started the blog post. I'm like, look, I'm not held hostage. Here are all the things I don't like about it first. And then here's what I do like about it. Even though I'm very bullish on this change, I just don't even know who I am anymore.
You're just speaking your truth. If you like something, you like something. You think what you think.
Changes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think general sentiment on this is positive too. It's not just
Don't talk
us.
to Anthony Hickman.
Oh. I try not to.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Just kidding, Anthony.
He's wonderful.
We've
but...
got Anthony Corner coming today.
No,
He's had a week.
He's had a week, man. I put another tweet out there that did decent numbers for a Hickman tweet. I'm like, we need another Anthony Hickman wellness check, and I retweeted Jenny's AI Max.
Oh no!
And actually, it was pretty fun.
Oh, you know what else is pretty fun? Clarity on how products are pulled into ChatGPT search.
Ooh.
It's not really fun. This is very straightforward, but I think it's important for people to know how it works. And Danny Goodwin had a great layout of it all in search engine land. So thanks, Danny. Here is what we know. When ChatGPT detects shopping intent in a query, it selects products based on a mix of things. So user intent and context, including possibly, not always, saved memory of like the user's past dislikes. The example in the article was clowns. Like if you're searching,
you dislike things
based like maybe in past interactions, you've said, "Oh, that's a clown. I don't like that." Like
to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I don't. When I'm done with my research, I just am done.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
supposed to be like, oh, here's my opinion.
I didn't like. Sometimes it does ask you what you think, or like I don't know. Maybe clowns is not a great example. It's what was in the article, but I could see if this doesn't really relate to products, but you can ask for different styles and tone and it will start to give you those. So maybe if you're always searching for the same like style of clothing, if you're really into black, maybe it'll know that. It's like you never pick the purple one. I don't know. It can also factor in further instructions like affordable options, things like that. You will see structured third-party data like price, reviews, etc. Model generated reasoning is used to select the products. Relevance filtering.
Danny did a great job. This is one of those things you just need to go to. You need to bookmark so that you have all of the breakdown of it. And so if you want to see the full list of the context, Danny does it. Again, bookmark it so you save it. It's something you will need to go back on. And then he also talked about the display, right?
Yes, the display. This is, I think, really important. So there are, and check out Danny's article so I don't have to read this whole thing to you. What is in the display? The thing that I would want to call out, you'll have normal product data, but then there is a description with a product. This is model generated. So if you're searching around in ChatGPT and you see your own product and think, hey, I didn't write that, you didn't. The model is writing those descriptions. So it is not pulling from something else there, which is interesting. So that's something. It is also creating AI generated labels and tags, things like most popular. And then if you click one product, you'll be able to dig in to see more options from other merchants. But how merchants are selected is also interesting here. There is no direct feed with OpenAI. So the system is relying on merchant and product data from external sources. And those sources are what is ranking the products that show. ChatGPT is not re-ranking products when it pulls these results in. So if it is pulling from an external source and that source is ranked, that is the rank of those products. Just to be clear, it does not re-rank merchants based on any factors, at least as of now. That may change.
That is going to change for sure. You heard it here first.
So, great article though. So check it out for more details. There's a lot of really, small nuanced things in there. What else is going on, Greg?
All right. Also from Search Engine Land, but from Anu, the U.S. Department of Justice is calling for Google to break up its digital advertising empire. There was a court filing that said Google needs to divest from its AdX exchange where ad inventory is bought and sold, and that should also sell its DFP platform used by publishers to manage and serve ads. So if this happens, it's going to break up the monopoly that Google has of both selling ads and, AdSense, everything like that. Google pushed back and said the divestiture is not technically feasible because AdX and DFP are deeply integrated into the infrastructure, and said it offered some remedies like letting rival ad servers access real-time bids from AdX, dropping unified pricing rules to give publishers more control, continuing to avoid first look and last look auction tactics. And Leanne Mulholland, Google's VP of Regulatory Affairs, said the DOJ's additional proposals to force a divestiture of our ad tech tools go well beyond the court's findings, have no basis in law, and would harm publishers and advertisers. To which Greg Finn, partner at Cypress North, says, you were determined to be a monopoly, and I believe that is the law.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a lawyer, though.
Pretty close.
No. I don't know. It's like, you just were determined to be a monopoly, of course. Of course there's a remedy. Ma'am?
Sorry.
Yeah, maybe you should have lawyered harder during the trial.
It's like me talking to my 4-year-old.
Should have lawyered harder.
Should have eaten your dinner. You could have a Yo Crunch.
And now for this week's
Cool tool.
As a reminder, our Cool Tool segment is not an official endorsement or paid mention. We're simply sharing something we found in our travels that may be of use to our listeners and is really, really cool.
This week's cool tool is for adults who want to customize their results in search. And I think kids could use it too, but they're not gonna. We'll file it under tips and tricks as a category of tools. It is the ability to add parameters to the end of your Google search URL to see results in a specific language or country. I did not know you can do this. You can change it in the settings, but if you want to see a one-off without going through and changing your defaults, this is actually really handy. So the parameters, you could just add ampersand HL equals your language code or ampersand GL equals country code. And you don't have to write those down because we'll have the link to the article. And you don't have to write that down because we will have the link to the article in our newsletter as well as on Discord. But that is a handy little trick. So pick your poison and check it out.
Now it's time for this week's Take of the Week. This is a #fire digital marketing take with extra spice served up for you. We simply deliver the take for your consumption. We give no opinions. We don't influence. You make the call.
All right, this week's Take of the Week is a meme off. AI Max meme off here. And we have Mike Ryan coming in first with the Lads. The redone version of the Lads. He had to just change Search Max to AI Max. So we've got the Lads. Remember I dressed like one maybe a month ago?
We'll
Yeah.
never forget that.
I know Jack Chambers Award is probably voting for this one, but that's one. We have another one from Ashwin. This was off of my We Need Another Wellness Check on Anthony Higman tweet. Ashwin said, it's not looking good, officer, period. And it's Higman sitting at the desk. There's a bowl of popcorn that's labeled one normal effing Tuesday. And then there's AI Max off to the side. And
So he's looking at AI Max?
poor Higman is distracted from one normal effing Tuesday with AI Max.
I like that Higman is labeled as well.
Like we just turned him into he's like Cher. You know?
He is. I love that.
It's like Oprah, Cher, Higman. So I would have me rolling. And then Mike Ryan is in again. He says it's going to be a wild Google Marketing Live this year. And it's where Jesse Pinkman and Walter White are talking at the restaurant. And Jesse says, I think I'm going to test AIM. Walter White says, AOL Instant Messenger? And then Jesse puts his head down and starts spouting off. He goes, nah, AI Max. It used to be called Search Max, but AI Max sounds way better. I don't know, but it sounds clutch. It uses text customization, which is like ACA, and search term matching, which used to be called Smart Match, and final URL expansion, which is just final URL expansion. I think it's going to shred next to my PMAX and DGen stack. To which Walter White says, Jesse, what the are you talking about?
I'm so happy to see AOL Instant Messenger in writing in 2025.
Are we going to call it AIM?
We have to.
Okay, we have two more entries. The next one is from me. I actually tried very hard on this meme. You kind of need to know Severance. I said, figured out what macro data refinement is working on. And they're looking at the computer. And what is happening on screen says keywordless matching for AI Max.
I'm sorry for not laughing. I don't watch that show.
All these people are doing this task and nobody knows what it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
And no offense, but like making you the winner isn't going to get us any engagement. It's going to be a no.
Well, I was very proud of that tweet or that meme that frankly I didn't have time for. And then lastly,
Picking your battles over there.
PDC Greg, who has Brian. Is that his name from The Office?
No, Kevin.
Kevin. Sorry, I knew it was a generic name. Kevin from The
Sorry,
Office.
apologies to the Kevins and Bryans of the world.
It's a generic, like,
Sincerely a Greg of the world.
you know you were born in the 80s if your name was Brian or Kevin.
Let's call
Do you know
Brian
any
Ringo down here.
Yeah, was he born in the 80s?
For sure, yeah.
Do you know any baby named Brian? Do you know any baby named Kevin? It's not like new names. Name a baby Kevin, you know. Name a baby
Kevin!
Like Greg is a 90s name or 80s name. Name a baby Greg. Do you know any baby Gregs?
I don't know a lot of babies.
Okay.
I know like one, and her name's Nora.
Okay. So
Name
anyway,
Christine of any age.
Kevin from
Christine's
The
a great
Office
name. Timeless.
is getting broccoli shoved into his mouth. Kevin is the digital marketers. The hand shoving the broccoli is Google, and the broccoli is AI.
Really great.
Another great one. Okay, I don't have a vote because I'm in here. You guys determine the winner of the. I think this is the first meme off for 2025.
Okay, so starting out, I am going to disqualify the lads because it's a redo.
Right, and I already won.
And Mike Ryan has a better nominee in here.
Agree.
What do you think, Jess? We again, we are going to disqualify yours because we don't watch Severance and we just
Agreed.
don't like you that
Yeah.
much.
I am torn because I love Higman being just labeled Higman. I think it's
But is it too
great.
niche? It's so good.
It's just, yeah, it's wonderful
So
for us. But I have never laughed harder in my entire life than I just did at this stupid Breaking Bad meme. So I got to vote that.
okay.
All right, Mike Ryan, another meme off winner. The meme king, Mike Ryan.
Seriously.
Great nominees, though. Congratulations to all.
Now it's time for this week's
Pew, pew.
lightning round. At this point in the show, we split up our content into 3 parts: paid, organic, and social.
All right, and as Shep talked about earlier, this week's sponsor is the amazing AdsVisor.
Advisor, advisor.
ADZVISER. And I do another show called It's New. This week, Barry and I think Anu, they just trolled me and gave me this story about a new
Terrible.
a new reporting feature in Google that Thomas Assell found that was labeled new. I'm like, I don't think this is new, but Barry wrote it and it's here. And do you know why I don't know if it's new or not?
Why?
Because I don't use reporting on Google Ads, because there are better ways to do it. And one of them is AdsVisor. If you are using reporting in the ad platform and that is your sole source of anything, you're doing it wrong. You should be using dynamic reports, hooking into your data. While you're hooking into the data, use the solutions that AdsVisor has for you to actually get insights to help you out and get you along your way. If you're just in the ad platform itself, you're not looking at multiple sources. You're not seeing the whole picture. And again, I cannot tell you enough. You need to save time. You need to get better at reporting things that don't matter to the optimization. And AdsVisor has built-in insights for you with GPT. And I was like, that's why I don't know that, Barry and Anu, because I don't use it, because there are services like AdsVisor out there that, frankly, you shouldn't use a company that is looking in platform. You should go find, and one of your questions you're doing while putting your RFP together is, do you use AdsVisor? And if yes, then hire that firm. So,
Or us.
yes, you need dynamic reporting, and AdsVisor is the lowest cost, best solution for you out there. Adsvisor.com. That is ADZVISER.com. AdsVisor.
Getting into the paid news this week, Brahm has had a busy week, even without AI mode or AI Max. There I go.
There you
See-
go.
See, it's the worst.
On Meta. So first update here from Metaland, they added a new creative option that automatically shows or hides the price on catalog items based on predicted performance. It's available to enable when you create a new sales campaign using a product catalog, and you can find this option in the Advantage Plus Creative Enhancements section at the ad level. They are also rolling out for you lead gen people an option to select website and instant forms as a conversion location for your leads. So you used to have to pick one or the other. Now you can do both, and it'll show whatever they think is more likely to convert.
Oh.
The user, yeah. He says, what's also interesting is that Meta will adjust your bid for website conversions, and this is specific to your ad account. You will see the details in the conversion value rules section, and you can't change this adjust bid after you set it up. So,
But it's adjusting it versus the instant
yeah,
form.
you can change the value if it's an instant form or not.
I hated this when you first started talking about it, but it's not so bad.
Or you could just use down funnel conversion and know that they're all going to be good. But
And
if you
that's
can't-
why we have you, Chef.
Yeah. Next up, Translate Text is an early release enhancement that will translate your ad's primary text headline copy into other languages. So maybe be careful with that one, but good option if you don't have a lot of resources. He also had a really funny thread this week. He said, tell me you run meta ads in 2025 without telling me you run meta ads. And they were really funny contributions.
I like the one where somebody said, Meta sales reps call me more times than my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then I like the DNA one. I'm like, oh, Meta DNA? Is that like something that I don't know about? Is that like a department? What does DNA stand for? It's somebody's phone with all the times Meta DNA is called.
Do not answer. I also liked this person. It says in quotes, this is from Angelos Paraglox. I'm sorry.
You nailed it.
Let me just say Angelos.
No, I like
Okay.
that one.
I'm a peasant, okay? He said, I understand why this would be important for you as a business owner. Rest assured, I will definitely help you resolve this concern after the 5th time you've explained the problem to another representative. And then one person, Zohab Raja, just has a picture of you're restricted from advertising. Like the internet. So good. Definitely check it out. Lots of good contributions. Next up here, Google is investigating a data discrepancy issue affecting Google Ad Manager and data transfer reports stemming from an incident that began on May 2nd. It looks like it affected an hour's worth of reporting in UTC time that I'm not going to try to convert. And as of recording this on the 9th, there is still not a resolution. So check back if you want to see when your data is accurate. Hickman Corner time.
Hey.
Again, he had a week. So he said, Google, read reviews extension on local PPC ads. So he has a screenshot of a new ad extension on an ad results, and it says read reviews. And I guess you would have to pay if somebody clicked on that. And to quote Anthony, he says, not seeing this in our accounts. WTF is this? Multiple exclamation points. Stop changing everything all the time. Ah!
And he
Next up
sounds
from
just
Anthony.
like that.
Oh, he's back.
Twitter! All caps. Blue check marks on aggregator paid ads? What is this? It's legit. The exact same blue check mark as Twitter. Losing it.
Can you imagine somebody watching this on YouTube and like their spouse comes in?
Also, the Google SERP. So this is Google, and there are blue check marks in the ads. It's really crazy. And he's really upset about it. I
He
mean,
sure
Couldn't
is.
tell.
I gotta pick my battles, Anthony. I can't be. Also, I'm just picturing him typing this like no expression.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm picturing him
He's like,
grinding his teeth.
He knocked over
We've
that
met
popcorn.
him.
I know. I've
He's a
called him
nice
twice
guy.
since AI Max. I
Check it in.
Yeah.
But he's always
I
just
need
like,
to call him
oh,
again."
Greg. He's always laughing.
Yeah.
Okay, another update from Anthony. This time, he says, Google, are you serious, bro? You guys, I can't.
You want me to read this one for you? The lady's not going to swear.
Anthony, this is extreme. You've taken it too far. This time. This is for...
Can we-
This is his response to social media tags on paid ads. And he is telling Google to get effed.
I mean, I kind of agree with him. Who cares if you have 77 followers on Facebook?
Yeah, but like, this is...
It's so dramatic.
It's so dumb, though. I don't care if you have 1,000 followers on TikTok. I'm with Anthony.
If you only have 77, I'm probably not going to click you. So that's actually really bad.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Can we do something new here? Can we do a live wellness check with Higman on the
Yeah.
All right, we're calling Higman.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, you're on Marketing O'Clock. We're doing a live wellness check on you. How are you hanging in? It's been a week.
It has been a week. It's
All
been
right.
a year.
All right. You had a lot of stuff hit you this week. AI Max.
Yep.
Check marks on ads. Reviews on ads.
Yep.
Social media on ads.
Social media was what broke him.
Are you okay?
I don't know.
Okay.
Every day a new wild adventure here, right?
All right.
Yeah, good. Keep asking questions. No, I'm not okay, to be honest.
Okay. What's worse? All those 3 changes with all the stuff on the ads or AI Max? What are you least looking forward to?
I think actually AI Max. Those other ones are like clearly little tiny tests, but AI Max has me freaking out, especially the location thing.
Okay. Well, hang in there.
Yep.
Thoughts
We
and
all,
prayers,
we all love
Anthony.
you and we appreciate your reporting.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Right.
Send our love to the boy. This is all these responses to Anthony. Mike Ryan chimes in. He says, I asked Grok to write your next tweet for you, and it did a pretty good job. I think we're ready to replace you with Higman GPT. And this is the tweet that Grok wrote. Oh, great. Google's at it again. New AI-powered ad suggestions are serving total garbage keywords. Eye roll emoji. My clients are not selling alien lawyer services. Fix this mess, Google, or I'm losing it. Hashtag PPC chat. Hashtag Google Ads sucks.
I mean, Grok even nailed the capitalization.
Yeah, Grok did a good job.
The capitalization is good. Higman does not use emojis.
Yeah,
The eye roll is not fitting.
unless it's a clown. Every now and then I'll put a clown.
And it's Mike Ryan said colorful language. This is not colorful enough. He told Google Ads.
Yeah.
It was really too far.
I love that you keep bringing yourself to almost say it, and then you're like, nope, not going to do it.
This is a family show, Higman.
But honestly, like if there's a lesson to be learned, he is being himself, and I think everybody appreciates it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like it's just, I brings a smile
It
to
brings joy.
his frown brings a smile to my
Oh,
face.
we should have asked what he thinks of the new Pope, Philly guy.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, is he a Philly?
Villanova alum.
But he's from Chicago, right?
I honestly, I don't think he even knows there's a new pope. He didn't see the white smoke yet.
Higman is definitely Catholic.
He's too busy grinding out Google searches to see the next big thing.
That is it for paid. What's happening in organic?
All right. Sam Altman gets halted on his shift of OpenAI back to being a profit. If you recall, it was a nonprofit, and then he was taking it to be profit based, I guess, or just not a nonprofit. And he put out a blog post saying that it's going to remain under the control of its original nonprofit governing board as it shifts its planned restructuring efforts for its for-profit arm. So he also threw like some shots, I believe, at Elon, according to an article on Futurism, saying that basically it's a purpose-driven company structure that has to consider the interests of both shareholders and the mission. And the Futurism said, though Musk was not named, the allusion to the mission, the building of artificial intelligence that benefits all humanity, harkens back to a billionaire's lawsuit alleging OpenAI strayed from its said purpose when initially launching its for-profit arm in 2019 upon his exit. So I love to see that. Can't just do what you want in life, guys. All right. And then there's a study over on Search Engine Land with SEMrush data, and AI overviews now show on 13% of searches. It was up from 6.49 in January, 102% increase in just 2 months. And SEMrush and Datos looked at 10 million keywords. It's a lot. I still just don't think AI overviews are it. So everybody's like so invested in them. They're going to be gone. They stink. They suck. AI mode is good. And then it was triggering on some additional items. 8.69% are now on commercial queries, which was up 6.28% in January, and 1.43, it just went up in navigational search queries as well. Okay. So Mr. Altman is back in the news, according to a tweet from Glenn Gabe, and Sam Altman was asked if ChatGPT will replace Google as a top search engine. And Sam said, probably not. And he acknowledged that some use cases are definitely better done on a service like ChatGPT, but called Google a ferocious competitor, adding that they have a very strong AI team, a lot of infrastructure, a very well-protected business, and they're making great progress putting AI into their search. I would disagree with the last section, but I do like AI mode. AI Max, AI mode. All right, and then there was a big stock dip in Google where for the first time in 22 years, Apple made a statement saying that the total queries were down last month for the first time in 22 years off to Google. And then like that night or that morning, Google put out a different statement. The stock just jumped back up. I guess you can just say whatever you want. Who knows which one of these is true. But Google said there was an increase in total queries coming from Apple's devices and platforms.
Those are opposite things.
I know. Who knows what's right and what's wrong anymore. Google also has an alignment change to the search results. And this basically, the biggest thing is it puts the favicon to the left of the result. So instead of having the favicon above, like left aligned, it is off to the left there. I don't know if I like it or hate it.
It's disgusting.
Okay.
Oh.
Why is it disgusting?
The one I don't. It's just out of place. Like it just looks so much nicer and more compact on the right, the way it usually is.
As long as ads look the same as organic, I'm cool with it. That's what I go with. All right. And there's been a lot of volatility. Barry Schwartz over on Search Engine Roundtable has a great blog post, multiple posts this week. And Glenn Gabe has a bunch of great charts showing the volatility. It started kind of late 5/1 into May 2nd. And it's got a huge just selection of charts for you. So go check out Glenn Gabe. You should be following him on LinkedIn, Twitter, everywhere, and SE Roundtable as well. AdSense is now allowing you to optimize at the site level. And Glenn Gabe had some commentary on this. He says, improvements? Remember, your ad situation impacts the user experience, and Google is tracking 13 months of user interaction signals via Nav Boost. Beware. And I guess you can turn it on. It's supposed to get you more revenue, but also you don't want to turn something on that you do not want your audience to see or anything like that. So use it with caution. You can maybe test it and check, see if it works for you, but it's now at the site level. So that's it in organic. What's happening in social, Jess?
All right. First up in social this week, X is apparently testing swapping out the heart for a thumbs up. Some users have shared screenshots where the heart is replaced with the hand. And in those cases, the icon is also moved all the way to the left, making like the first option rather than the third. Crazy moves. And then even crazier, some folks are also seeing not only a thumbs up, but a thumbs down. So X hasn't shared anything official, but we'll see if it lands.
Ooh, I'm so excited.
Dislike attack.
Yeah.
No. Elon can figure
X.
that out. He sent with Tesla to Mars. He can figure out a dislike attack. It's explicitly a Neil Mohan problem.
I feel like he would love a dislike attack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He'd like
That's
start
great
him.
engagement.
It's like his entire life is a dislike attack.
Oh,
To and back and forth.
that's very sad. What a way to be.
That is fine.
Yeah, I think he is. All right. So let's get into some updates from LinkedIn. First, the platform has launched AI tools for your job search. Basically, you'll be able to use conversational queries to find job listings that align with what you're looking for. They gave examples like, I'm looking for a sales job in healthcare, or find me entry-level hospitality roles. So it's just a nice additional way to search on LinkedIn. I like this.
When's the last time you've been to an ophthalmologist? What is an eye doctor called?
I thought
She just went last
optometrist.
year, remember?
Optometrist.
I thought you were going to ask me when the last time I was searching for a job.
Oh no.
Long time ago. Yeah, last year.
It was a big update on the show. We
This-
were all like, what's going to happen? Then she came back and said she had perfect vision.
I do. I have 20/20 vision. These are to reduce eye strain.
For any audio listener only, her monitor was approximately 2 millimeters from her eyeball.
Can you read that from where you are? That
Is Roles
screenshot?
in entertainment?
Okay. What do
I was
you eat?
like-
A lot of carrots or something?
No, I have glasses.
Me too. I can't read. Okay. Um, something else from LinkedIn. They are doing a video, or they're adding a video only embed option. So you can put your LinkedIn videos on your website or a blog post without embedding the entire LinkedIn post that goes around it. You still can do that. You can also embed with less text or just the video. So Greg, I feel like this would be great for your rants. You
Let's
can just
get
put
really
them everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool.
It's
So I
wonderful.
could just take what I talked about about AI Max, and I can just put it in there without having all the text.
Yeah.
Great. I'm going to do that right after this.
Amazing. I'm happy for you. All right, Reddit is rolling out new tools for its pro profiles, including AI-generated business summary. You just pop in your company's URL. You will get multiple options to choose from. Wonder if they're good. They're also adding the ability to reshare community posts and comments on the brand profile. So if you're active on Reddit, good news for you. Pinterest is rolling out enhanced visual search features that will allow users to pick something they like from a pin, like a specific skirt in this example, and then search for more items that you can view and then, of course, shop. You can also take it a step further. You can say, if you spot an outfit that you like, you can maybe refine the style or, ask for something a little bit more formal along those lines. So it's just a great way to expand your search using visual cues versus trying to type things in, which is great. And Pinterest, by the way, did have a really good Q1. They have grown 10% year over year in monthly active users, and revenue is up 16%. So as long as they keep putting that money into cool new features, people will stick around. Some quick hits from Meta, starting with Threads. The platform is testing the ability to black out text. You can mark it as a spoiler.
That's cool.
That's kind of a cool feature. I like that. They also have an interested in this post indicator that has been spotted below some posts in the For You stream. So you can then check, or X, not Twitter, to help educate the algorithm on what you actually want to see. And for naughty folks that are up to no good, they can check what is happening with their account status, similar to what's already going on with Instagram and Facebook. You can now go into Threads and see if any content has been removed, lowered, things like that. So just more insights if you're controversial. Edits is getting some edits. There's lots of new features and tools that were announced this week. I know the thing just went live, but they've added text animations, save zones, transitions, filters, automatic captioning, timeline frame rate, more fonts, more voice effects, and a simplified editing experience. So a lot has happened since it started, but creators rejoice. And then finally, I know we talked about the lockable Reels feature a few weeks ago where you can hide exclusive content behind a promo code, essentially, or an access code. That's officially live. So if you want to play with that too, Greg, while you're out there embedding videos from LinkedIn, have at it.
And that brings us to our real life segment, straight out of our accounts and into your ear holes. It's time for Working Hard or Hardly Working, where we talk about what's going on in our IRL work, good, bad, or otherwise.
For me this week, I have been doing a lot more Meta ads recently in lead gen accounts, and I didn't realize they are slowly rolling out Advantage Plus for leads campaigns. But if you don't have access to the Advantage Plus for leads campaigns yet, and it's been like this for a while, you have to go in, set up an Advantage Plus shopping campaign, and then change your conversion action to form submission or like whatever the lead is. That's the workaround. And the rep did not do a very good job of explaining this to me. So I was very, very, very confused.
Shocking.
But
Yeah.
that is so confusing.
Yeah, it is. But you figured it out. Call Shep for help. For me, we use Loom a lot to explain things or send audits, things like that. And I think it's a great software. It's awesome to just be able to record a video, have your face there, share your insights on the fly. It's wonderful. But I am struggling really hard with the browser extension. For some reason, I cannot get it to keep my face on the camera. I'm sure it's a me problem, but
Browser
it's like,
extension.
yeah, there's a browser extension.
You don't want that.
Well, maybe apparently I don't, but
You
yeah,
want the app.
there's an app.
Yeah, the app's good.
Oh, that's what I need.
Yeah.
See, working hard, Greg Finn. Thank you.
All right. And for me, working hard, we have a Google rep that I would say probably, Shep, has not had a long tenure at the company. One of the best reps that we've ever had.
Oh,
Unbelievable. And we're like, hey, can we keep you for another quarter? Like, we're just going to be in the midst of like a really busy season. And it's just the variation, because I also have a hardly working. We have other Google reps that'll tell me like your ad strength directly impacts performance of ads with my client on the call. And we have things like a PMAX campaign where it's a product feed only. It's like the old smart shopping. There are no assets in there because it's just a product feed and it looks like it's got the worst ad strength ever and it works for us. And it's so hard to explain that to a client when you know more than the Google reps.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just working hard and hardly working. How about that?
Now it's time for this week's ICYMI.
ICYMI people.
This is something you just might not have seen. Maybe something that you overlooked, but you shouldn't have.
ICYMI people. Gil David posted on LinkedIn this week about a quote, new toy alert in Meta Ads Manager. He has a real way of talking about ads. Like,
Like a car. Like, you see my new toy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like throughout this whole post. So this is about incremental attribution, which we reported on a couple weeks ago. Brom spotted it, but he said, if you've ever said, sure, Meta says my ROAS is 3.5x, but how much of that would have happened anyway? This one's for you. Meta's new incremental attribution aims to answer that exact question. It tries to show you which conversions only happen directly because the user saw an ad, not just those that happen after 1 pixel of the ad flash on someone's screen for half a second. Yes, I'm looking at you, One Day View. You can also now optimize campaigns for this setting, which I did not realize. But you can optimize for incremental attributions, which seems pretty awesome. So check your account, see if you have access to it already. I don't know how much we trust Meta saying it's incremental on Meta, but it's got to be better than it is if you're just doing the 1 day view. So give it a try.
Now it's time for our must-read marketing article of the week. An article so advanced, so in-depth, so detailed that we simply cannot cover it in its entirety on today's show.
All right, this week's must-read marketing article of the week comes from the one and only Glenn Gabe over at gsqi.com. And Glenn alerted the world to the Reddit translation issue that was going on. He had believed that it looks like scaled content abuse, at least according to what Google's previous and past and current, in a way, like all of it, kind of the policies that they have there. And he has a massive article sort of questioning, is AI translated content safe? Glenn goes on to say, like, hey, is this a scaled content abuse policy, or is it something that could possibly be algorithmic because these are just being spun up? There's not additional user benefit being added. And then an interesting thing he noted was that on one of the Reddit earnings calls, it seems like Google has helped Reddit do some of the scaling. And you know that Google and Reddit have that partnership. And so that's pretty strange. And then he made a new term up called the Gabe back machine. And he went back and looked at the policy histories and a bunch of commentary from Googlers. Has all the receipts, all the videos, screenshots, and everything in there. And it's just a great article as to, should you do this? And just remember, you are not Reddit. And I can't do it enough service as to how thorough this is, but go check it out, gsqi.com. Thank you, Glenn.
And now on to our playlist of curated songs to work to. You can head over to playlist.marketingoclock.com to listen to Marketing a Playlist. I will be adding Welcome from the Homecoming Live album. Greg, what will you be adding?
I will be adding Living the Dream by Morgan Wallen.
Jess?
For me, I have not even listened to this song yet, but there is no way it's not good. Even in Arcadia by Sleep Token. What is that bass?
You never listened to it.
But it's a new release, and Sleep Token is the best.
You can't put your name. Like, what if it's like Kanye's newest single? Like, you don't even know what the
Kanye's not
words are.
consistent. Sleep Token is consistent.
All right. Better hope there's nothing naughty on there, because you're just putting your stamp of approval.
I did just willy-nilly add it to Marketing a Playlist too, so hopefully it's not. There's no way it's fit. You guys know Sleep Token?
Totally.
It like haunts the depths of your soul. We can listen to it later together.
All right. That does it for today's show.
It is now officially not Marketing O'Clock.
Thanks for listening.
We miss you already.
Can't wait to see you next week.
Thanks for listening to Marketing O'Clock. If you're looking for more information on today's topics, head over to marketingoclock.com/newsletter to receive every single article we covered. We share the news as it breaks in our Discord community. Head over to community.marketingoclock.com to join.